Section 2. That's
All right.
Thank you, my
All right. So the biggest thing with probability is trying to figure out what you need to work with. So you need to figure out what they're asking. How many different ways can a delegation be picked if it consists of one senator and one representative? So what this is saying is I need a senator
For every
and a representative.
Oh, we're doing a problem.
Yes, we're going to do the problem.
43.
Once you have it written out in English and can comprehend what it's saying, now we fill it in with numbers and math symbols. So, senators. I need to pick a senator. How many options can I pick from?
There's 100.
1,000.
When I use and in probability, we said that was
Multiply.
multiply. And then how many representatives?
435.
4,305.
So
43,000.
43,500.
Wait. I'm not told. I'm supposed to be close.
What did you say? 45,300?
I said 4,305.
Okay. B. What has changed in B?
You're adding.
How many different ways?
You're adding now.
They changed the word and to the word or.
So now you add.
Okay. So now I need a senator
It's still just 100.
or a representative. Okay. Your numbers haven't changed. The only thing that has changed is this word. So I still have 100 here and 435 here, but or in probability means to
Add.
Add a
How much is it?
You did it anyway. Tell me why that was the middle part of my number before I moved down here.
Okay.
okay.
So we're
Take a look
getting
at C.
this
What's changed now?
Two senators, two representatives.
2 senators and 2 representatives. So now
98.
I want a senator and a senator. Those are the 2 senators. Or representative and representative.
Would it be
It'll be
100 and then 99?
Oh, yes.
Plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Count that, but you add.
Plus, 434.
Brit Squad.
Okay. So the first thing they want us to do is to pick 2 senators. Why start with 100 senators to pick from? Well, if I pick Drew to be the senator, that means Drew can't be 2 senators. He's 1 person. So if I pick Drew to be a senator, that means I only have 99 people to pick from for the second one. Okay. Same thing with representatives. If I have 435 and Jesus is a representative, he cannot be the second one. So it drops down to 434. So this becomes 198,600.
Is that Taj's jersey?
No, this is Malachi's.
Really? He's 45. He's 45.
Right, that's a big
I don't know. That's what I gave you this morning. I feel
Yeah.
really fat though. Like
Yeah,
I feel like
play center or something.
I literally ate an apple for lunch because I'm afraid to eat because I'm afraid it's gonna like rip into shreds.
He's
if
a
I eat.
medium.
Medium.
Ain't no large, that's a medium.
Miss Cross, whoever gave her their jersey, she couldn't even put it on. She pinned it.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, it's not gonna fit. No.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's why football season needs to come back around.
right because the jerseys
no,
are built bigger.
Well,
for
yeah,
the
it's like we over here.
All right.
Yeah, y'all not seeing me after the football game.
Homecoming.
Period.
Okay. Part A. Okay. Part A. You're gonna be a fatty. You're gonna go into a restaurant and you want one of each.
That was on
So I want soup
Did we do that yesterday?
and salad
Yeah.
and an entree.
On debate.
We super fat. Okay. So mathematically, this looks like 4
See,
times 6
tiny, see.
times 7. I do believe that comes out to be 168. Yes.
Right.
It is a
168 meals. You can tell I've been teaching this too long.
No, gee.
She copied the screen. What's the matter? What's going on? Right.
Okay. Number 2B. We're not quite as hungry. So instead of having all 3, I'm going to pick either soup or salad, and then I'm going to pair that up with an entree.
I'm gonna take
So we got to do soup or salad first. We add them because it's or. So soup
10,
or salad.
7.
So I've got 10 options there. I got 4 plus 6. So I've got 10 options. So I'm going to have one of those and an entree.
17.
So times 7.
Oh, 70.
So I've got 70
I got
options.
70 anyway. I don't know why I said
17 is the next one.
That's not why I said 70.
I just figured I was trying to help you out there, friend. Okay.
Okay.
2C.
For the States this year.
2C. I'm really watching my weight. So I'm either going to have soup or salad or an entree. So now I'm just adding them all.
No, you start.
So 4 plus 6 plus 7. I only have 17 options.
Girl, when you get home,
So when you're picky, you give yourself less options than if you just want to eat it all.
well, I want a hamburger with ketchup, with bacon and cheese, double-sided
That's
cheese.
not all.
That's right. Technically, it's
Actually, technically it is.
technically.
A burger only.
Because there's no more
Like
condiments
you get a
on it.
bacon burger, only ketchup and extra cheese.
Okay,
I should
fast
know
food
that.
workers.
I should know that.
Seriously.
I should know.
Why y'all trying to come for us?
Because we can.
He said technically it's only one condiment.
If you go to McDonald's,
Okay.
like, can I have a burger only ketchup?
You're going to be able to tell me how many license plates are in the state of North Carolina.
That's
Now,
I don't know what I mean.
we're going to find it out. Then you'll know. Okay? So,
That was natural response.
we're only concerned with the regular license plates. We're not concerned with the funny ones that say, like, bummer.
on my way to
Or-
FYB.
How is
Right.
bummer funny?
Somebody, I literally pulled up behind a car that said Smith, and I was
That's gonna
like,
be
you
mine.
stole my license plate. Okay, so we're looking at the normal license plate that usually goes letter, 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 number, 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 number.
I saw one that said ABCC
Wait. What was your birthday before you got married?
Wolfslayer. Yeah.
You were married.
That sounds like a World of Warcraft.
It'll be we're gonna celebrate our 3rd year anniversary.
Yeah. The Wolfslayer is no longer slaying.
But I never called you those things.
Oh, shit, I am, bro.
Oh, you said that on live. Well, hopefully you ain't watching. What am I saying?
I hope you.
I don't think
Yeah, we got married in 2015.
Here.
4 years.
It's just now 4 years. Here.
All right,
I don't see
so
Oh my gosh.
on my license plate, this first slot has to be a letter. How many options do I have to put in the
26.
first spot? 26. And my second spot, guess what? Another letter.
26.
26. Why doesn't that go down?
Because your letter.
It's still about it.
You still have the same letter.
I can do AAA. Okay. So guess what? My third letter? 26. I've never seen one, but I'm sure.
My license plate
Okay.
says X18.
Your digits. How many digits do I have? 10.
You need to learn it.
Remember, your digits are anything from 0 to 9. So I've got 10 options
Everybody's stealing.
for each one of these.
They're gonna be cold.
She said it was cold.
175 760,000 license plates in the state of North Carolina.
That's just the people that's driving because they can legally.
That's just the people that have the normal license plates.
Right, that's not even in 30-day check ones.
You know, that's not the
Legal.
special ones. That's not the people that, you know, drive without a plate, that I've seen several.
I know, right?
Okay.
They just be out too.
All right. So part B, I still have the same 7 slots. Letter, 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 number, number, number,
That's dash.
Oh
number.
my God.
Right.
That's supposed to be dash.
The dash is between the letters and the
I
numbers.
know that.
Nobody cares about the dashes.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. Okay.
DRU.
So now- I'm giving you some restrictions. All of my numbers have to be odd numbers now. So that limits my options for each one of these slots to 1.
5.
5. Remember, your odd numbers are what? 1,
5,
3,
9.
5, 7, and 9. So I have 5 options now for each one of these.
But here's the tricky part with the vowels. It's 5, but sometimes 5. You feel me?
Okay.
So
So-
maybe 6.
According to my answer sheet, it says we are including Y as a vowel. So if I'm including Y as a vowel, how many vowels are there?
6.
6.
6.
Oh,
No,
wait.
Well, we can't. We're not including Y. Please.
Okay. All right. We'll not include Y. So then we only have
555. We just call it 5.
woo,
801.
A-E-I-O-U.
5.
I don't have that answer then.
5 to the.
5 times, 5
Back to
times,
the
5
seven.
times, 5 times, 5 times.
How to do the original one?
So 5 to the 7th power.
Yeah.
A, E.
Anybody got an answer?
I got it.
What you got?
78,125.
I didn't get that.
You didn't get anything.
Exactly.
Shocker.
Right. Thank you.
Exactly.
I know about the shocker.
All right, Drew, enough.
Dang, she cuts you in your ass.
He said, I know about the shot.
Oh my God.
Are you?
Okay. How many ways can you shuffle a deck of cards?
78,000.
Okay. So you shuffle a deck of cards. You're gonna have 1 card in the top slot, 1 card in the next slot, 1 card in the next slot, so on and so forth.
You know what?
I didn't get that number.
I don't have 4.
Like, I didn't get the
It's not on the top of the next
17,000 what?
I think it was 70.
None of
Why
us
not
have
have 4?
We don't have 4.
Did I cut 4 off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Right?
Ruh-roh.
Yeah. One.
All right, darn. We'll skip it.
No, darn.
No darn.
That's great.
He says that's great. You don't have to do that one. I like that.
About freezing back there.
All right. How many phone numbers are in an area code? So every phone number starts with,
336.
well, we'll assume since we're in North Carolina right here that it's 336. Okay. My phone number is 336. How many numbers come after 336?
7.
7 of them. Something, 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 dash, something, 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 something. There, I put the dash in there.
I'm available.
Okay.
Some areas.
So I need to fill these in with numbers to see how many phone numbers there are.
Oh, you are.
Okay. Your big thing is assume that your phone number cannot begin with a 0. So if this number right here
Smith,
cannot be a
Smith.
0, how many options are there to fill in here?
8.
Hey, 9.
9.
Wait, huh? Am I tripping? Oh, yeah, I was right. 9.
Okay. Remember, 0 through 9 are 10 digits. So if I take away the 0, that means I only have 9 digits.
So are the rest 10?
The rest are going to be 10.
And 10.
A-O-P.
I'm not adding all that together, James. You got it though.
A-O-P.
Oh, I got this one.
A-O-P.
Hey, yo, trouble.
There are 9 million phone numbers in
What
the
is-
336 area code.
Man, ain't no areas, but I don't really got.
But think about it. How many other area codes are there? My phone number is a 724.
Mine's a 242.
305.
Area
code is not.
Well, I said my phone number. Y'all can call me this. Damn, so I was
Someone's like, call me.
I'm just saying.
I-
It's okay.
Okay?
I'm not gonna call you anyway.
Well,
Nobody likes you.
I'll tell you.
Devin, we can advertise your number on a billboard and nobody's calling you.
I don't say.
Period.
I don't. It depends.
Sad.
Put your picture next to it, they might. I'm trying to play my bestie. I'm trying to play my best.
That's it. Period.
Wait. I think it's sorry.
All right.
Period.
How many phone numbers in an area code start with a 6? So
put-
my restriction now is this slot has to be a 6. So there's only one option.
I was like,
I can only fill it in with a 6. So I've got one number I can fill that in with.
So times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10.
The rest is still 10.
Well, I'm gonna do this in my nugget. 10, 20, 30.
nuggets.
Oh, I said 10, 20, 30, 40.
I don't know. Guess what? It's 61, G.
Bro, I said 10, 20, 30, 40.
He really did. He was adding.
I'm tripping.
Wait, hold on. You started that whole sentence on bad program.
Talk through it, Talia. What you got?
I don't know why, but just because it says area code. I know, that was the first one. But, what do we include the area code to?
So
No, because the air code is just area.
your area code, we want to know how many numbers are in the 336 area code. So we don't care about the area code because we're only looking at 336. Like we're only looking at Lexington. Does that make sense?
Sure.
If it could be any area code, then yes, we'd have to add 3 more dashes to figure out how many total phone numbers could be in the nation. But those numbers are too big, which is why.
But God said,
I'm gonna do this in my nugget.
They really
Let
are.
that one go.
All right. We're still talking phone numbers in the 336.
Dang, somebody's doing an investigation.
Now I've narrowed it down to this number has to be even, and this number has to be odd.
It's 5, ain't
It's curtain.
it? Or is it 4?
I've not said it.
1, 3,
It gotta be 5 or
It's
4.
killing me.
4.
You can just stay here though.
Yeah, go before the course.
It was 4.
Thank you.
So, how many numbers can fill in that first spot?
5.
Remember, it says assume you cannot start with 0.
4.
It's not.
So there's
It's
only
a
4
I did 2, 4, 6, 8.
Oh.
10.
digits. 10 is a double digit.
I don't care.
So my options here are 2, 4, 6, and 8. How many odd numbers? 5.
And then the rest 10.
Everything else are free game.
Do this in your head.
Do it in your nugget.
Let that one go.
Well, let's see. That's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 59.
Or that's what I would have got.
2 million. There's 2 million phone numbers that start with an even number and end with an odd.
You know we're working on our second semester schedules.
I have no idea.
Well, I
You
need
got
to.
tax
I think you gotta look at,
I don't have the notes.
Hey.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
We did this one yesterday.
All right, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. So I'm trying to elect a president, and then I need a VP and a secretary. Well, I need to pick a president.
Okay, quick.
So
How
you-
many options do I
You
have?
got 3.
I have 5.
Oh shit! Wait. I didn't see the
Get on you.
times 4 times 3.
Oh, I didn't
I've
see it. I
got
was
5
looking
candidates running. So I have 5 people I can put as a president. Once I pick a
for-
president,
You gonna have 4.
I only have 4.
60.
And then 3.
60.
And 60.
Say EA Sports.
Sports. It's in the game.
Oh, Debbie, fucked it up.
Okay, first of all.
We still recording.
I need y'all. I need to get through this. Shut
Oh,
How far do you like to shut up?
Oh,
We heard her.
Oh, okay, what?
Do I need to go?
Alright.
Yo!
I'm dead about to like, catch you laughing outside.
He's like, catch me on the playground.
No.
Let's go.
Bro, I miss recess.
I'm just checking out the parking lot.
that was my shag.
Okay,
I'm talking about that.
so these ones are some of the hardest ones for y'all to wrap your heads around.
Oh, what?
Oh yeah, I was.
Okay. So I'm gonna need 100% focus up
Where
here.
we at?
Number 7.
This ain't funny though, cause that just looks.
Okay.
Math, why math always gotta do something extra?
So I only have 4 spaces to fill in for these ones.
For sure.
Mhm.
Because it says how many whole numbers are less than 10,000. Okay.
And I wasn't doing.
If I'm less than 10,000, what's the highest I can be?
9,000, 999.
9,999. We're not going. Zero can also be written as 0, 0, 0. That doesn't change the fact that it's 0. So that means this first number can be anything from 0 to 9. The next number can be from 0 to 9. The next number can be from 0 to 9. And the third number can be from 0 to 9. So how many options do I have to fill in each one of these numbers?
9,999 or 9.
Well, back up. Each one of these slots can be filled in with a number that goes from 0 to 9. How many options do I have if I'm going from 0 to 9?
Oh, that is 10. There's a possibility that it could be 17, John.
So we're looking at 10,000 different numbers. You remember when we did the arithmetic sequences and I said if you went from 0 to 9, you actually had 10 options?
Yeah.
10,000, you're going from 0 to 9,999. So you add 1 to 9,999, you get 10,000.
9,999.
Okay. 7B, still the same thing. It's going to be a 4-digit number because it has to be less than 10,000. But now I've put this restriction. I can only use whole numbers that are less than 10,000, that are even. So how many even digits do I have?
Got like 5.
5. So each one of these now only has 5 options.
How do you know that?
0, 2, 4, 6, 8.
Wait, but 10,000.
Each number has to be even. So that restricts my options.
10,000. That's a lot more than 5.
What? This ain't digits.
Okay.
So digits just means 1.
Like the single
625.
numbers.
Digits means single numbers.
625.
So it can be a 0, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9. Which is why you have 10 options here. But now when I give you a restriction that says your numbers have to be even, that shrinks it down to only 5 numbers that you can pick from to fill in there. Are you trying to say 5's not an even number?
No,
Okay.
I was trying to say there would be a lot more numbers that are even than 5 on the way up to 10,000. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I got that now. I didn't
You good
realize
now?
digits are-
625.
Oh, shock.
Okay? So now, oh, here we go. We're going to go back to some old school math.
Well,
I don't care about the last 2, but I want the first 2 to be prime numbers. Yes, ma'am. So, if I don't care about the last 2, how many options does that give me? 10. Okay. What is a prime number?
Isn't it like something?
I forgot.
boy, don't know more, never know more. Once you get to high school, everything else just get
I
harder and harder.
cannot be divided by anything other than 1 and itself.
Yo, I was right.
Now you said multiply. I'll flip what you
You
said.
bust
That's how I
it.
got
How
it.
about that? I'm about to just.
Hey, I'm gonna titanium.
Okay, so what numbers between 0 and 9 are prime?
12.
I did say
0.
between 0 and 9. Right?
Okay.
0 is not prime. It's
Oh.
not divisible
Well,
by
10.
0 and 9.
I know. Okay.
1,
3. Oh, let me go again.
5.
And 7. So
Oh,
all
It's
numbers.
odd numbers. I
Except
quit.
for 9.
Somebody, I quit.
9's not prime.
I
It's
said-
divisible by
I
3.
said except.
What about 8?
8's not prime. It's divisible by 2.
I don't know. I'm just saying stuff.
Oh.
We're missing 1 though.
How about 6?
Oh,
4.
No.
4 is divisible by 2.
Okay.
2.
2.
Thank you.
Oh wow.
Bro,
I
you about
did that.
smart.
I am.
There are 5 prime numbers.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. 4 is not prime, it's divisible by 2. 6 is not prime, it's divisible by 2 and 3. 8 is not prime, it's divisible by 2 and 4. 9 is not divisible, or 9 is divisible by 3, so it is not prime. So I have 5 options for each one of these slots, which gives me 2,500.
Oh.
Okay? The restriction on D is I no longer want to use a 3 or a 5 anywhere.
Wait, what?
I no longer want to use a 3 or a 5.
Okay.
So if I don't want to use a 3 or a 5, my options are now down to
7.
8.
oh cow.
Sorry.
Good 0.
How many do I start with?
10.
10. If I'm taking away 2.
Hey.
Oh, my bad.
Woo!
Nobody hears you because you're
Nobody hears them.
It's 4,096.
Well, that gotta hurt. Like, that don't hurt.
Okay. This last one says I want a 3 or a 5 anywhere in that number. Holy cow. If I made you do this out longhand, you would Okay, so think about it this way. How many total numbers do I have that is less than 10,000?
599.
How many total do I have?
9,900.
No. We solved for this already. How many numbers are less than 10,000 altogether?
10,000.
What?
Did you just say 10?
10,000.
You gotta count.
How many whole numbers are less than
'Cause you gotta
10,000? Well, guess
count
what?
zero.
Oh.
You already did that. So here's my total. Okay. If I have 4,096 that have no 3s or 5s,
Subtract it.
how many would I have on the other side of it? So no 3s or 5s. I've got 4,096 of them, which means the rest of them have a 3 or a 5 somewhere, which gives me 5,904.
no BS.
3 or 5.
Oh. I was like, what's going on?
So it's kind of like one of those, I have a whole pizza. If half of it has pepperoni, how much does not?
Yeah.
Half of it. Okay, so if I have 4,096 that have no 3s or 5s, then the rest of it would have 3s or 5s. Does that make sense?
No cap.
No cap? I don't know what that means.
No BS.
Oh,
No
okay.
cap graduation.
That I'm gonna be thinking about that.
No cap at graduation means no diploma. That sucks.
Ah, skirt, skirt. You just stay your tail to school.
What?
Here.
Spend another year with me?
Nah, see, I'm gonna be underneath the school.
Ew.
I'm in the basement. I'm gonna be a little freaky.
Ew, do we have a basement? I'm not ready that thing told you, bro.
Bro, JRTC room is the basement.
Oh.
So you
Okay.
gonna freaking jail.
So now, I want numbers that go from 10,000 to 99,999. So how many spaces do I have to fill with a number if I'm between 10,000 and 99,999?
Everything.
Okay, hold on, back up.
No, wait.
Back up.
Say what you said again. I got
I'm less than 10,000, which means I only have 4 spaces to fill in because the highest I can go is 9,999. That's 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where these came from. Okay, so now the smallest I can go is 10,000, and the highest I can go is 99,999. How many digits is that?
We subtracted.
You add them together, don't you?
How many spaces do I have to fill in with a number? Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Holy cow!
you confused.
Does that just click for some of you that are like?
It wasn't that simple.
I don't know if it clicked for you.
It did now.
Okay, be careful
I
though.
didn't hear it.
Okay, so now the highest I can go is 99,999. The smallest I can go is 10,000. So my first digit can't be a what?
A 0.
A 0.
First must
This first number can never ever be a 0. Because if I make that a 0, it actually goes down to a 4-digit number. Because it does not count.
It doesn't have a value.
Okay, so the first number can never ever be a 0. Now, they're also placing some more restrictions. Has to be all even digits. All even digits. So how many options do I have for the first slot if it has to be all even digits?
4.
4. Remember, I'm not counting 0. So I only have 2, 4, 6, and 8. The other ones, though, 0 can be used because they go from 0 to 9. So each one of these is 5. Which is 25, 125, 625. Yeah, I'm going to cheat.
Yes.
25,000. Or 2,500, sorry.
I want that much.
Not a lot, but it's not.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still a 5-digit number. Now I want this first slot to be odd and the last slot to be odd.
So 5 and 5.
5 and 5. And everything else
10, 10, 10, 10.
is 10.
Oh, Steve.
25,000. All right, here we go. This one's going to be a doozy. A doozy. Okay. So, my numbers can no longer be repeated. All right.
Oh, no.
So-
9876.
I have 9 here.
So 9, 10, 8, 7.
9876.
I mean, I didn't know if it would go straight down the scale or go back up to 10 and then go.
Because
to
technically you still don't have 10 numbers to use.
What did y'all say the second slot should be?
8.
8.
It's a 9.
Why?
Okay, so let me explain this to you.
I quit.
So this first slot, it'll make sense here in a minute. Give me a second. This first slot we said could not be a 0. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4,
So we have a choice.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can use any one of those numbers. So I have 9 options. Let's say it's a 3. So technically we'd be down to 8 options, right? But what comes back into play in this slot?
0, but it doesn't say that you can't use it.
So I now have 9 options again. Because while I took one away here, I inserted that 0 again here. Now it'll go 8, 7, 6. Does that make sense where that double 9 comes from?
See.
23.
That's a good thing. That means more time to work on your website and your project.
I'm tired.
I'm tired. You want me tired.
God, I get tired all day and then I get to bed and I'm like,
Wide awake.
some YouTube videos. Oh, I was lost. Let's get on.
Okay. Let's see what you can do with this one. Okay. How many numbers contain all the same number for its digit? So I want something like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, or 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
So 9.
Okay. So how many options do I have to fill in this first slot?
9.
9.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Now, once I pick this number, all the rest of these have to be this number.
So 1.
So it's 1.
Geez, that was so easy. So the answer's 9.
So your answer's 9.
Jeez.
Okay? Because if I pick a 2 in that first slot, when I go to pick the rest of it, I want it to be a 2. So I only have one option to pick from. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Johnny's like, no.
I'll get it eventually. I'm not worried about
Okay, let's
I am. All right, so
all the numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Once you get that one number, you can use that one. So that's why it's
it. Yeah, you got it. I get it.
Do you get it now?
Yeah, I got it. I get it.
Does anybody else need me to explain this?
Give me your picture.
Please,
No,
if you need me to explain this, I need you to tell me.
No, I've given up.
Huh?
No.
No? We're good?
Yeah.
You're the only one that uses.
I don't use pencils.
Okay, this one's kind of like the quarterback, linebacker, wide receiver one that we did yesterday. A committee is to be chosen from 8 scientists, 7 psychics, and 12 clerks. If the committee is to have 2 members from different backgrounds, how many such committees are there? So I need to pick 2 things to go together. What can I pair together?
Sciences and physics.
Scientists and psychics.
Oh God, I was wondering why.
Or
I was like scientists and
what's another combination?
scientists and clerks.
Scientists and clerks.
Whoa.
Or
Wait.
That's not
Clerks.
That's
not
Clerks. Physicists.
It says clerics.
Right.
Oh.
I know we all became priests now.
English
no,
professor.
right.
I was wondering what.
Oops.
Wait, what is that? What is a cleric?
Right.
It's like a certain kind of priest.
Isn't it the dude that sits in the little box and talks to you from
No.
Confessional.
That's a confessional.
All right. So now we fill these in with mathematical numbers and operations. Scientists. 8
Okay.
Time.
times 7
Plus.
plus 8
Times 12. Plus
I keep getting bored.
12. Times.
You sound like a voice area. Stop.
Wait, okay, so why did you do a just plain?
236.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's only 236. What a low number.
It is a low number.
Look like it should be.
Tell me what I wrote. I was writing S and C. I just wrote C.
You just wrote sand.
Yeah, that was all good.
Sat.
All right.
Good shot.
Oh, I hate this board. All right. So we want to flip a coin 4 times.
I got slots.
So where we just
Okay, we're gonna flip a coin 4 times. So each one of our dashes represents a flip. So I need 4 of them. Okay. When I flip that coin the first time, what can it land on?
only 2
Heads
sides
or
tails.
Tails,
So
which
we're
means
just
I have
multiplying by 2 4 times, correct?
2 options. You got it, Jonathan. Each time I flip that coin, there are 2 options.
Every time.
So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Number 11. I'm doing a 4-question multiple choice, true and false. Okay, so each one of the lines represents each question. Each question has how many answer choices?
4. Oh, sorry.
2. True or false?
12.
So guess what? 16.
Again?
Again.
Again?
Okay. Number 12.
Okay.
You need to decide if you're going to put these toppings on a pizza. So each dash represents your toppings: pepperoni, mushroom, sausage, and olives.
Ew.
Okay.
I was nasty.
If you're asked, do you want pepperoni? How many options do you have?
One. Wait.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If I ask you, do you want pepperoni?
Oh,
What would
two.
you tell me?
One option.
You would tell me
Oh, yes or no?
yes or no. So you've got two options. You can say yes or no. So I've got two options. Do you want mushrooms?
Two.
Do you want sausage?
16 again.
Guess what? It's 16 again.
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 With all those words, it seems like
Again.
Again. Separate the words.
That's the pencil thing.
You said what?
I still. Why do they put a T on the end of period? What is period?
Period. Get your point across.
Period.
Oh, like it's like a
No, I don't think it was
Period.
it Corey B or was it
kind of like a exclamation point.
I think
like
I think it was
One of
City
them.
Girl.
in the
Period.
place type thing.
Yeah.
I thought Cardi got
That's
that.
the thing.
It's just a
That's
thing.
totally-
To
If she does
emphasize.
do it
Yeah.
We're just emphasizing. Okay.
because they like that.
That's just the way to say it.
Okay.
But I said,
So 13. 13. We're talking about a password. Okay. Our password is 4 characters long. So we got 4 dashes.
16.
I already know.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's my
Okay.
birthday.
I think everybody's their birthday.
So I want this to be letter, and I want it to end with a number. Everything else can be a letter or a number.
Oh.
So my first slot has to be a letter.
26.
26.
And then 26 plus 10. 36.
36. 36.
26.
And
10.
Okay.
Freaking
like
genius.
the way to move. Boom, boom, boom.
okay,
Oh, I like the way.
we're still talking about that same password. So again, letter, letter number, and a number.
Okay, so could you figure out my social security card number by this?
Oh, I know mine.
Okay.
So security cards don't have
So-
numbers.
What has changed?
Letter. Is it?
Your password is case sensitive. So what happens to my amount of
It's
letters?
gonna double.
It doubles.
Freaking genius.
When it is case sensitive, that means an uppercase A is different from a lowercase a. So now instead of having 26 options for your letters, we have, which is 52.
Look at me.
Okay,
Genius.
so 52, which means this becomes 62, 62, and 10.
I write so slow. I haven't wrote none of this. I can't write.
So you have got to pay attention to whether it says case sensitive or not. There's now 1,998,880. Okay, this is why they require your passwords to have that exclamation point, or you need to have at least one word or one letter that's uppercase.
See, but
Okay.
people be doing too much.
It gives more security though.
Because-
Word.
The more
No, it don't.
options that the hackers have to try to figure out, the harder it is for them to break in.
Not really anymore, because we live in an age of technology, so they can have the computer do it.
Okay,
So it don't matter.
number 14.
You heard me.
We're not number 14. You're going to college. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody gets a lovely code to purchase their food. Just like when you go to the cafeteria and you got to plug in your student ID code, so you know, whatever.
75745.
Most of you in college will have just an ID card that they can scan. Okay. If you lose it, you can punch in your code. Well,
I ain't doing that.
your code is 8 digits long. How many options do I have for each digit?
10.
10. And I have 8 of them. So that can be written as 10 to the 8th. This is just another way to write out that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is 10, 10, 10, 10.
I can't really dance.
This is 10 to the 8th power. I multiply 10 8 times.
I'll put 8 zeros on it.
Okay?
Boy,
Is that how it works?
Hold on, because we're gonna finish the rest of
Like
it.
that watch.
And on top of your PIN or your meal plan code, you've got a 4-digit PIN code. Again, how many digits do you have?
I don't know.
Enough.
8 plus 4. I mean, you got 4.
How many digits are
10
available?
to the 4th.
10 to the 4th power. I've got 10 digits, and it's a 4-digit PIN, so it's raised to the 4th. Plus, you also have an email password. It's 6 characters long,
36.
and it can be digits or letters. So yes, you've got 36 options, 6 times. 1 for each slot.
This is becoming annoying.
It
If
is.
I lose my password the first day I'm there. If I get the wrong password. If I lose my password.
2,276,792,336.
It ain't even worth all the money yet.
This is a lot of data for the college to store.
But on top of that, we
We
do
live
have
in the
a
age of technology.
Okay.
They click a button.
What if they just left it up to the students to remember? And if they-
Good luck with
if you come
that.
locked out of the college, it's over. No rules wouldn't be.
Jonathan, can you hit extend page so we can do this last one?
How many?
Thank you, my
five
friend.
letters Where you start with D or do not have the letter D?
Okay. So the first thing it says, how many 5-letter words start with D? So I've got a 5-letter word.
Whoa.
There you go. It has to start with a D. So if this has to be a D, I have how many options?
25.
It has to be a D.
Bro, you got one option.
Thank you.
Slow
Oh,
man.
Bro, I was thinking,
He's like,
I took that one.
he is so scatterbrained today. I don't know. I need you to go back to bed and get up on the other side.
I'm not ready to buy that.
Okay. This has to be a D. I don't care what the rest of these are, so they're back to
26.
26. We're talking words.
Yeah.
Shut up, but you know.
This can also be written as 26 to the 4th power. Because remember, multiplying by 1 does nothing. Okay. Or add. I have another 5-character word.
It don't have a letter.
Okay. This time I don't want a D in it at all.
So you can put 25.
So I've got 25 options
I
now.
just did it backwards.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You backwards.
So I was really on it. I just wasn't on that one.
So that can also be written as 25 to the 5th power. And your final answer here is 10,222,601.
So is that how much money you had?
Man.
Make them like your laugh.
Last period, they asked me with number 14, they were like, Miss Smith, if you had that much money, what would you do? I said, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in the U.S.
You wouldn't have had time to ask. Nah, you was like teacher.
I'd be like,
Go to Vince Carter, you'll have that money.
I do like in-home tutoring or something, but I sure as heck would not be here pulling my hair out. All right.
I put $1 billion.
Questions?
How is it back?
Can I kill myself?
Okay.
No, no,
Anybody
I
else?
think that's
Questions on what we went over? Anything like that? Okay. Tomorrow, we've got shortened classes because of the talent show. Okay. We need to cover combinations and permutations. So we got to come in here and knock it out. Okay. I'm giving you the rest of the period to work on your website, your project.
Dun, 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 dun.